friends, welcome to my channel CBC Tutorials. Now in my previous video I had explained you the first 4 questions of exercise 1.3 and in this video I'll explain the rest. So the fifth question says, how many elements has power of set A if A is an empty set, that is if A is equal to 5. Now let's see. Now over here A is equal to 5 and an empty set will have only one subset, that is empty set itself. So power of set A, now if you remember, power of any set is the set of all its subsets. Now since A has only one subset, so the power of a subset will be the set of 5, that is an empty set. So over here you can see only one element is present, so there will be only one element in power of set A. Now the next bit, you can see they have asked us to write the intervals. Now intervals basically it means the values we need to write where the x will lie. Now if you remember, I had explained to you, like over here they have given x is such that x belongs to rational number, that capital R represents rational number. Here it is given smaller but actually it is capital R. So x is such that x belongs to rational numbers and x will be greater than -4 and it will be less than or equal to 6. Okay. Now first thing, if how you need to write the interval is, this is your answer. Now for that, first you write the values which are given before and after x, that is -4, 6. Then you need to write then you need to make the brackets, whether the curled brackets will come or whether the closed brackets will come, we need to check. So first thing you see here that x over here is greater than -4, it is not including -4. So here the interval will be an open interval. So you need to make these kind of normal brackets. But here you can see that x will be less than 6 and also to be equal to 6. So wherever this kind of equal to sign comes, there automatically you have to put this closed bracket. That is how you need to make intervals. First you need to see the two values that are written before and after x, you need to write them. And then accordingly, if there is an equal to sign, you make the closed bracket. If there is no such equal to sign, then you need to make the normal kind of brackets. This one left side bracket represents open interval. This means that -4 will not be included and after -4 the rest of the numbers will be included. And the right side represents closed bracket, which is written when you have this equal to symbol, and it represents that 6 is also included. Now next one, it says that x is such that x belongs to rational number, and you can see the condition is that x is greater than -12 and less than -10. So for this similarly we'll make interval. First you'll write -12, then you'll write comma -10, and you see that there's no such equal to sign. So both the sides you will make these kind of normal brackets. These are open intervals because there's no equal to sign and you're not including these two elements, so you write these kind of brackets you make. Next question says x is such that x belongs to rational numbers and x is greater than and equal to 0, it is less than 7. So similarly you have to write first 0, 7, then you need to see which kind of brackets you have to put. Now here you can see this is equal to sign. Now what I said before is that whenever there's an equal to sign, you need to put such kind of closed brackets. See, I've written here 0, 7, here there was an equal to sign, so with this greater than symbol, so I have put this closed bracket, which means it includes 0, and then you can see here it is less than 7, but there is no such equal to symbol, so I have put the normal brackets, which means it is an open interval and does not include 7. Next one also you can see that the two conditions given here, x belongs to rational numbers and the condition is that x is greater than -3, also it is equal to -3, and you can see x is less than 4, sorry not -3, +3, and then x is less than 4 and equal to 4. Now similarly you will write 3, 4 and you will give closed brackets on both the sides, because both the sides you can see there are equal to symbols given over here. That means x will include 3 and 4. Okay, so are you clear with the concept? Right, now next we'll go to the 7th question, where they have given us the intervals and we need to make the set builder form like the previous one, just a reverse kind of thing. Then the first bit you have seen that it consists of -3, 0. Now you can see both the sides there are this normal brackets, which means that it is an open interval and there will be no such symbol like equal to symbol like this. So first you need to write the common thing that x is such that x belongs to rational number. Now this statement will be given everywhere, that x is such that x belongs to rational numbers. Then you need to give a comma and write the condition. Now over here x will be greater than -3 and less than 0. Also, since there are open intervals, these kind of curly brackets, and there are no square brackets, so there will be no equal to symbol because it will not include these two elements. Next one, you can see 6 and 12 are given and there are closed brackets. So it should have those equal to symbols. So we will write x is such that x belongs to rational numbers and x will be greater than, see you write x, one way you write greater than, one way you write less than. So x will be greater than 6, also equal to 6 because there's a closed bracket over here, square bracket. Then x will be less than and equal to 12 because here is a closed bracket again, so there will be this equal to symbol. Next one, you can see 6 and 12. Now over here, one side they have given the normal brackets, one side they have given closed brackets. So over here, this side for 6 you will not write equal to, but for 12 you have to write it. Now the answer is x is such that x belongs to rational number. X will be greater than 6, but it will not include 6. Okay, it will not be equal to 6 because there's an open interval here. But since there's a closed interval, so x will be less than 12 and it will be equal to 12 since there is a closed interval over here. That is, it will include 12 in it. The next one says you have one closed bracket in front, then one open bracket. So over here, you need to make that x is greater than -23, also equal to -23 because there is a closed square bracket. That means closed interval. Then x will be less than 5. Okay, over here 5. So x will be less than 5. But you should not put this equal to sign because you can see there's an open interval over here. So x will not include 5. There's an open interval. So don't put this equal to sign. So with this, you got to understood that whenever there is this kind of closed bracket, immediately you have to put this kind of equal to sign. Whenever there's such open interval, this kind of brackets, only just put the greater than or less than symbol and don't put this kind of equal to symbol. Now the next bit, it says what universal set would you propose for each of the following. Now the sets are given here and you need to propose the universal set for the following given sets. A universal set means the set which contains all the elements of the other set. Basically it contains all the elements that the other sets might be having. Now first question says the set of right triangles. Okay. Now over here, among the set of right triangles, the universal set will be the set of triangles or the set of polygons. Because under the set of triangles, there can be different types of triangles. It can be isosceles, scalene or right triangle. Different types of triangle will come under the set of triangles. So the set of triangles will be your universal set for your set of right triangles. Because this thing comes under the normal triangles. Because it is a type of triangle. Now similarly, they have given here the set of isosceles triangles. Now for this one also, the universal set will be the set of normal triangles, or you can say the set of polygons. Now the ninth question, you can see they have given you over here three sets A, B and C, which consist of these following elements. Now they have asked you which of the following may be considered as universal set for all the three sets A, B and C. So they have given you one such set and they have asked you whether this set can be considered as a universal set for all these three sets. It means that this set which they have given you in the question should contain all the elements which might be present in either A, B or C. That is, all the elements which are present in A, B or C should be present in the question which they have given. And the first one you can see, now I have given you in the form of subsets. Now if the set is a subset of the other set, then automatically, now over here you can see all the three sets are not the subset. So it means that it will not be the universal set of all these three sets. Now first you can see A. A is a subset of this. That means the elements of A are present in this. Then B is also a subset of this set, which means the elements of B are also present. But C is not a subset of this set. So you can see here 8 is there in C, but 8 was not there in this. So C is not a subset, that is C is not a part, cannot be called as a part of this set. So it means that this cannot be called as a universal set because if it was a universal set, it should have all the elements which might be present in A, B or C. So this cannot be called as a universal set for all the three sets. Next one is phi. Now since you know that phi is an empty set, it does not contain any element, so phi can never be a universal set for any set. See, A cannot be a subset of phi because phi is an empty set. B can also not be subset, C can also not be subset. So phi cannot be the universal set for this given sets. Next you can see they have given you another set. Now in this, if you check A, B and C, all the three are subsets of this set. That is, all the elements of A, B or C, they are present in this set. You can find all the elements. So this set can be called as the universal set of the following sets, that is A, B and C. Now the next one, you can see they have given you the following set. Now if you check, A and B are the subsets of this, but C is not a subset because 0. C was having 0 in it and 0 is not mentioned in this set. So C cannot be called as a subset of this set. So this set does not have the elements, all the elements that are present in C. So it cannot be called as a universal set. So collectively we are seeing here, so if any one of the set has those elements which are not present in this set, then this set cannot be called as a universal set for all the given three sets. So here this also cannot be called as a universal set, you can see here. Now with this we come to the end of our exercise 1.3. I hope you understood it and thank you for watching my video. If you liked it, please do press the like button and also don't forget to subscribe my channel CBC Tutorials.